Everyone laughed at Rabbit R1. And they were right to do so. The thing was unfinished, overpriced for what it delivered, and couldn't do half of what they promised on stage. One of the biggest tech reviewers on the planet called it barely reviewable. The Verge called it unhelpful. It became the symbol of everything wrong with the AI hype cycle. Then, Microsoft spent billions building the same thing. To understand where Microsoft is going, you have to go back and actually take Rabbit seriously for a minute, not charitably. Because when you strip away the orange plastic and the pre-order hype, the argument Rabbit was making in early 2024 was coherent. It wasn't random. It was a direct, pointed critique of how we'd all been trained to interact with technology. Here's the pitch, as simply as I can put it. Smartphones have made us operators. Every task you need to complete requires you to find the right app, open it, learn its specific logic, navigate its menus, do the thing, close it, find the next app, repeat, you're managing it. Rabbit's argument was, what if we just stopped doing that? Their answer was something they called the large action model. And I want to be careful here, because the name matters. The premise was that this thing would understand what you were trying to accomplish and then execute it. You say, get me a ride, or order my usual, or find a flight to London next Friday under $1,000. The AI figures out the interface and just carries it out. No apps opened. No accounts manually accessed. The AI handles the UI so you don't have to. The problem wasn't the idea. The problem was the product. When the R1 shipped in April 2024, the gap between what Rabbit had promised and what the device actually delivered were miles apart. The Verge's verdict, an unfinished, unhelpful AI gadget. Wired totally skipped it. Critics pointed out, correctly, that the Rabbit R1 was not doing anything that required dedicated hardware. The things it could do, you could already do on your phone. The things it claimed to do uniquely, it mostly couldn't do yet. Which brought the conversation to the sharpest knife in the drawer. Independent developers started pulling the R1 apart. What they found was that the device ran Android under the hood. The device that was supposed to kill the app model was itself an Android app. The Rabbit R1 was cautionary tale. The idea of replacing your phone with an AI-first device was laughed out of the room. Anyone who'd been excited about that future quietly stopped talking about it. And then Microsoft started building. June 2nd, 2026, Microsoft Build Conference. Satya Nadella walks out and says something that, in retrospect, should have made everyone stop and think about Rabbit immediately.
And if there's one key takeaway, it would be this. How do you all participate fully in this frontier intelligence ecosystem? Really push the limits, realize this unmetered intelligence. What if we could just max the compute, max the memory, the dream machine? And that's what we're announcing today. Surface RTX Spark DevBox. We are building a new intelligence layer, bringing together the models, context, as well as the tools. And today, we're really thrilled to announce that OpenClaw runs on Windows leveraging MXC. We're introducing autopilots. These are autonomous, long-running agents with full enterprise compliance that run in your tenant. I want to talk about that frontiers beyond and really say what's the next big thing. And so this is Majorana 2. It's about tackling those pressing challenges of people and planet. That's our North Star for the frontier ecosystem. Let's all go build together. Thank you all very, very much.
The hardware concepts Microsoft showed, a wearable badge for frontline workers, and a stationary desk companion for office environments. The badge has a small touchscreen, a fingerprint reader to wake the AI, far-field microphones, a speaker, a side-facing camera designed specifically for what Microsoft calls environmental awareness, NENTS location tracking, 5G cellular, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. It's always on, always connected. The desk device sits on your workspace. It uses ultra-wideband sensors to detect when you walk up and logs you in automatically through facial recognition. Walk away, and it locks itself. It can operate as a standalone agent interface, or you can plug it into a monitor and it becomes a full Windows cloud computer. Here's the part that matters architecturally. This doesn't run Windows. Microsoft, the company synonymous with Windows for 4 decades, chose not to use Windows for this platform. Instead, Project Solara runs on something called Microsoft Device Ecosystem Platform, MDEP, and MDEP is built on a fork of Android's open source code. Why? Because Windows is heavy. It carries decades of legacy overhead. For small, low-power, always-on wearable devices, the Windows kernel is the wrong foundation. Microsoft is not manufacturing any of this hardware themselves. They're publishing reference designs and setting certification requirements for chipsets, the same way Google certifies Android devices. They want hardware makers to build Solara devices. Microsoft keeps the cloud, the identity layer, and the management plane. Pilot programs are already underway with CV's Health, Best Buy, Target, Levi's, and AccuWeather. Real companies, real workflows, real data. This is not a keynote demo. This is a platform. Microsoft has a pattern. Windows Phone. The interface was genuinely elegant. Windows Mobile support ended for good in 2019. Cortana, launched as an AI-first assistant before the underlying AI was capable enough to make it useful, became a running joke about unwanted Windows pop-ups. Standalone app support ended in 2023. Microsoft banned, dead. Surface Duo reached end of support in 2023. HoloLens 2, which Microsoft was pitching to the US military and enterprise customers as the future of augmented reality computing, was later discontinued. The honest read is that Microsoft keeps arriving at the right idea before the execution is ready. They understand the direction, they build the platform. And then the platform dies because the technology or the market timing or the ecosystem wasn't there yet to support it. So here's the question Project Solara actually needs to answer. Not is the idea good? The idea is obviously good. We've established that. The question is, are AI agents actually reliable enough yet to run in the environments Microsoft is targeting? During the build keynote, a Microsoft technical fellow commanded the Solara badge to photograph the crowd and clean up the images. Then he didn't show the output. That might mean nothing. Or it might mean the output wasn't ready to put on a screen in front of thousands of people. Solara is a real platform with real architecture and real pilots. It is not, today, a proven product. It is a direction. And the distance between a direction and a destination can be very long. Let's set aside the software questions for a moment and talk about what this hardware physically is. The Solara badge sits on a worker's chest, all day, managed by their employer. It has a side-facing camera for continuous environmental capture. Far-field microphones with always-on voice recognition. GINTs and ultra-wideband sensors tracking precise location continuously. It transcribes conversations. It connects in real time to enterprise data systems. And it's controlled by the organization that deployed it, not by the person wearing it. Microsoft has addressed the obvious concerns. Physical privacy switches, visible recording indicators. Intune, Entra ID, Defender, those safeguards are real. But safeguards don't answer the governance questions. Who decides what the agents are authorized to access? Who can pull the transcript logs? Can HR use them in a disciplinary process? Can a manager check how long a nurse spent in a particular room, or how often a warehouse worker sat down? The device can be reconfigured, not hacked, just reconfigured through normal administrative tools to measure idle time to the second and monitor social interactions between workers. That's not speculation. That's what the hardware can already do with data it collects, for legitimate purposes. And then there are the people who aren't employees. The nurse's badge is capturing the patient's words. The retail worker's badge is capturing footage of customers who came in to shop, not to be processed by an AI system. Nobody asked those people. Nobody told them. Microsoft's physical mute switch gets cited as proof they're taking privacy seriously. But a mute button is a feature for someone who chose the device and trusts that cutting the microphone actually cuts the microphone. In an enterprise deployment, where the worker is wearing it because their employer said so, it's a design gesture, not a governance framework. Rabbit R1 was yours. You bought it. You could put it in a drawer. Project Solara isn't asking for your adoption. It's asking your employer to buy it. And if your employer decides it saves money or improves workflow visibility, you're wearing it. That's a fundamentally different kind of technology. Here's what makes Project Solara harder to dismiss than the Rabbit R1, beyond just Microsoft's size and resources. Microsoft isn't alone. At Google I/O 2026, Google declared what it called the agentic Gemini era. Not a feature update, a platform shift. Agents as the new layer of computing, running beneath search, beneath Android, beneath everything. Google is also developing intelligent eyewear with ambient AI capabilities built in. Meta is already selling display-equipped AI glasses. They're reportedly now building AI pendants and wearable devices specifically designed for workplace use. OpenAI acquired a hardware design studio in 2025 to build what they've described as devices built for the generative AI era. Reports point to an AI phone coming in 2027 designed around agents rather than apps, aimed at replacing the dominant smartphone experience. Qualcomm launched a new chip platform in early 2026, built specifically for AI pins, pendants, watches, and personal AI wearables. Every major technology company on Earth is converging on the same idea. The future isn't AI replaces your phone. The future is AI running continuously through the devices that surround you. On your wrist, on your lapel, on your desk, in your glasses, in the spaces between you and the software you need. Watching, Listening, summarizing, routing, acting, reporting, not because any single company decided that's how it should be, but because that's where every major player is building simultaneously, right now. Apps aren't dead, phones aren't dead, but a new layer is being constructed on top of both, and it's being built by people who have studied every mistake Rabbit and Humane made, and corrected for almost all of them. That's what makes this moment different from 2024. In 2024, this was a startup's dream. In 2026, it's infrastructure. Here's what I keep coming back to about Rabbit. They weren't running a scam. They weren't stupid. They had a real idea, real engineering, and a real thesis about where computing was going. Their execution was premature. Their models weren't ready. Their software was unreliable. Their trust story fell apart publicly. And they tried to force a platform shift with consumer hardware and startup resources against one of the most entrenched ecosystems in technology history. They lost, but the idea didn't lose with them. Microsoft is running healthcare pilots, retail pilots, logistics pilots. They've got Intune managing the devices, Azure running the agents, Entra handling identity, and Defender watching security. They're not asking consumers to trust them. They're asking corporate departments to run a controlled pilot in an environment where the variables can be measured. That's not a moonshot. That's a procurement process. The skeptical case is still real. Agents still hallucinate. The standards aren't finalized. Microsoft's history of killing platforms is long and documented. Any one of those things could derail Solara. But the direction is set. And the direction isn't going to change because one platform stumbles. Google and Meta and OpenAI and Qualcomm are all building toward the same place from different angles. Even if Microsoft abandons Solara in 3 years, someone else will pick up the thread. That's what nobody wanted to say about Rabbit in 2024. The product failed, but the idea it was built on that computing was about to shift from manual app navigation toward agent-driven execution. That dedicated hardware had a role in that shift. That ambient context through camera and voice mattered. All of that aged fine. It aged better than the device did. Microsoft hasn't proved Rabbit right. Microsoft has made Rabbit's future real in a way that Rabbit never could. And that future includes a badge on your chest, managed by your employer, connected to your company's data infrastructure, watching and listening in the name of productivity. Rabbit R1 was easy to laugh at. It was orange. It was broken. It was $199 and you bought it voluntarily. Project Solara isn't asking for your laugh. It's asking your employer to sign an enterprise agreement. Rabbit R1 was the joke. Project Solara might be the punchline, and this time, you won't be in on it.